welcome to my, you know, live edition once more. Thank you for joining me. If this is your first time, watching my live, I have a lot of content out there. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't, as well as I have YouTube music as well, Spotify. You know, just check out my profile, check out my link tree. It will give you all the information that you need um, about the things that I discuss, things that I talk about on a regular basis. For example, famine. Now, I talked about famine about last month, and what I said was there was a flood in British Columbia, and this flood caused a lot of problems in Canada. And so now you see in the grocery stores we're experiencing this type of blowback, as in terms of increase in, you know, in meat, dairy, vegetables, liquids, whatever you can purchase right now is going up, you know, and it won't stop because things are not normal. COVID has changed everything, and of course, nat- n- natural disasters also destroys things, right? And so in this episode, right, live episode, I will be discussing with you many topics, food topics, everyday topics, basically, right? I know Christmas is just around the corner, 2 more weeks, and then we have Christmas. However, we know that after Christmas, the economy becomes slow, right? January times. I mean, people have spent so much money, right, during the holidays, enjoying themselves, buying presents, etc. And so now the economy usually will bounce back from, the slow months that is coming after January. But usually, you know, under normal circumstances, the slow month in every year is January. But since the economy has changed and there has been a lot of, you know, new change, um, new news for everybody, right? As terms of not that much jobs, or the jobs don't give you that much hours, or even in some countries, it's not even worth it to be working, right? Based on the benefits that you're receiving from the government because of this virus. I know everybody wants the economy to get back to normal, right? We want our food prices to get back to normal. We want to be able to go on vacations in a normal way. We don't want extension of new variants, right? Traveling all over the world, right? To give us a next lockdown, right? That creates a lot of, you know, circumstances that creates bad news for families, for societies, for countries, for governments, you know, for everybody that's trying to live a peaceful life. And so I know that for a single person, even though if it's hard, they can survive. But it's it becomes more difficult when you have more people in your family, for example, 4 or 5 people in your family. Suppose you have a family of 6 or 10, right? In some cases, it varies. However, if they're saying there's going to be an increase for a family of 4 about $1,000, then a family of 6, right? It's an increase of maybe 1,300 every single month, right? And so if you do the calculations, it's very slim how you can afford this budget. And it's just the beginning, because we all know there's 2022 hasn't yet come yet, you know. We have a few weeks away, but I could only imagine, right, what the prices are going to look like in the middle of 2022 going. You know, the weathers have changed. I know winter, right, in Canada brings different types of jobs like shoveling snow or snow removal, right? Snow jobs, you know, you can do outside construction, all these jobs, right? But not everybody wants to really work outside. There is a lot of virtual um, systems that are created on many platforms that also is a legitimate job. So we have so much things going on, but the economy, right, finds it slower to replenish itself based on the activities that has been taking place in, in many months. Now, today is the 10th of December. Before you know it, we're in January, and it's a new year. Now, before January, I want people to understand that year after year, ever since 2019, things have changed. And our lives, right? Our lives are more precious now because we have to value our safety. We have to value how we live our lives, what is important to us. Because if we find out the importance of what we're trying to do, or the importance of the entire human race, then we won't be distracted. We won't be confused. You know, technology won't be using us. We will be using technology. So I ask my audience, I ask YouTube or anybody that's watching this video, what are your plans for 2022? What do you plan to put in place to help you and your family to successfully ride through 2022, 2023? Because it's happening everywhere in the world. This situation, right, is all over the news. Disasters is taking place all over the world, right? I mean, regardless whether you know it, you like it, you don't like it, you still have to work with it because you live on earth. And so, as long as we live on earth, then we should take care of the earth, right? As much as possible. Because if we don't take care of the earth, we don't take care of anything and we focus just on, you know, resources, technology, how to advance, how to do so many different things, but yet we still need to live somewhere. We still need other people right? We need the earth. Things on earth cannot go extinct. The trees cannot go extinct. The waters can't fully be polluted, right? We're talking about life, to preserve life. You know, there's so many disagreements in the world, but I know that we can all agree on the fact that we need air to breathe, right? The fact that we need discipline in order to execute any major positive plans. We can come into agreement in that. So, I mean, what is important to us? We don't live to be that old. Even 95 years is not that old, right? But because it's so hard to come by nowadays, that's why it's what's it called? It seems long, right? Preserve our lives. Education is only useful if we use it, right? And it's beneficial if we use it in a positive way. Everybody enjoys life. Everybody has lots of fun. But how many people can say, you know what? We're going to put the fun aside and take care of what is really important to us. Because what is really important to us, the environment, right, is our future. Nobody has come up with an invention where we can grow any substance, right, and still have the purest organic materials to consume or to structure with, right, in such a way where the pollution of the environment is not a problem, right? I mean, the world is us as well. We need to take care of us, you know. Positive influences, right, should be, impacted, should be used by every human every day. You know, forget about saying, well, I can't be nice because I have no money in my pocket, right? That's nothing to do with your character, has nothing to do with your honor. The last time I checked, you know, having, being a man of respect or a woman of respect or, leadership requires words of wisdom and action of courage. See what I'm saying? Everything that we do requires motivation, requires energy, effort in order to change, right? Or to complete whatever we have planned. So ask yourself, right? If you have a career, what are you doing in your career? How are you using your career to make a difference? Because everybody's fight is different. But as long as you know it in your heart that pushing forward day in and day out will help you. Pushing forward, right? And also having a resilient mindset, right, will also guarantee you to make a difference in society, right? Just remember, everything that we do encouragement. I encourage everybody because I believe everybody can make a difference. If you can, if you're living, if God woke you up in the morning and you're up, right? If you don't believe in God, the fact that, you know, whether you believe or you don't believe, know that if you're alive, you still matter. And so you matter because others depend on you. Our human race is all connected. We're tied up in a circle, right? So one pose, the other pose. One balance, the other balance. It goes back and forth. And so we go in rotation. Now, every once in a while, the weak link, right, withers. But also on the other side, every once in a while, the strong link, right, makes a drastic impact to influence the direction of the rotation of the circle. My point is, we are energetic. We have a lot of energy. We have, because of this energy, we have the capability to influence anything and everything that we touch, we see, we smell, you know. So that shows we're special. So that's one aspect, you know. Start stalking if you haven't, as well as I want to also discuss the NBA. Basketball is, is a sport that I love playing. I played it all my life. I understand it. I played it on multiple levels to be able to understand it on all levels. And basketball has changed because it's more entertaining now. Entertainment, it's all about entertainment than the real game. Meaning that, you know, there's sometimes a lot of gambling, right? Because you can fix bets, right? So back in the days, right, even though fixed bets took place back in the days, it wasn't what's it called the biggest thing. By the way, don't mind all the noise that you hear in the background. A lot of times you will hear these noise all the time, you know what I mean? Screaming, shouting, you know, it's always a form of, right, disturbance so that, you know, to create distraction. So please just focus on, you know, what I'm saying. So what happens is NBA, right, has changed. Has changed in terms of, you know, how hard the players play, right? How many games the players um, are subjected to play because obviously they sign contracts, right? So, but the NBA has sort of lost its toughness, right? When Michael Jordan was playing, the things that the that era showed that basketball, right, was sophisticated. You can learn from it. You enjoyed it, right? So because that was the type of equation before, because those things were taking place, right? It made a lot of people start picking up basketball, playing it, you know, in their backyard, wherever they can get a chance to play. And you see, the sport teaches a lot of lessons, right? Lessons that you can use in today's, you know, everyday life because it will teach you about teamwork, leadership, right? Um, Confidence, motivation, and all of those are different skills that are sort of taught to you for you to better your life, right? Not just on the court, Because I know back in the days, people used to say, yo, basketball, right? You're not going to make it to the NBA. Why you play so hard? Why you try so hard, right? And you're thinking, well, yeah, it's not about going to the NBA, right? If you care about the game and you love the game, you should care to sharpen your skills to the best of your ability so that it can improve in your intellect. Because in order for you to play variations of, sports that on a high level, it takes a higher level of concentration, right? Your discipline has to be different. Your thinking, your structure, your everything will be different. And so that will give you the edge, right? That's the difference between a pro and an amateur, right? The focus, the concentration allows them to excel. So with basketball, right, I was able to take that concept and, you know, put it in what I love doing, right? My drive, right? I work hard. Even sometimes it takes, a long time to start your drive, to start going, to start doing things. But when once I have set my foot and my focus on it, I will just keep working, 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 working until I receive the results that I want. Because that's all you can do. We're living life today, and people, right, have many thoughts, many process of what's going on in society, what's going on in entertainment, what's going on in politics, right? What's going on in the medical field. And they're also worried about themselves, what's going on in their families. Because, I mean, what takes place, right, is the environment has changed. Now, it takes time to fully recognize the what's it called, the change that has taken place and how it's affecting. I mean, you go out, you see people sitting on the floor eating. You what's it called? You turn to this corner, people are arguing because why? One person had a mask, the other person doesn't have a mask, right? You go and you think about it. It's snowing outside. Homeless people that are living on the streets. What is happening with them throughout the whole pandemic? How are they living? Because you can't tell them to go home, right? Their home is outside. So that's why, in many ways, I'm sort of confused into saying, well, homeless people, they're still people, right? If you don't have a home, doesn't make you less of a person. See what I'm saying? Everybody has problems. We know this. So, what kind of restrictions or what kind of um, things do you have in place for such people, right? Because they need to live. But if there's a snowstorm, they can't get to the shelter. Most likely, they're gonna have to find some type of shelter outside. You see what I'm saying? So, in many, many ways, society has has changed. The references are different, the lifestyle is different, right? Things that we used to care about a couple years ago, not so much, right? And people are getting closer with their families, connecting in a deeper way, right? I hope people are also trying to connect with their creator, because it's cool to connect with your creator. It's cool to connect with God. Believe me, your superpowers lies with God. So don't think you're uncool. And remember, relationships, right? Relationships is what we do best because it is what it's a type of concept that allows mistakes to be redeemed. Do you understand? Only in a relationship. I mean, you have your wife, you know what I mean? You have your man. Both of you guys are living a life, and of course, you're gonna run into problems. When you run into problems, what are you gonna do? Right? You have to learn to solve them. And sometimes people have certain kind of ways about them that sort of, you know, it's part of their core. So it's either not going to change or it's going to take a long time for it to be changed. And so what do you do about that, right? So a relationship in many ways allows your mistakes to be redeemed and not to be only just redeemed and finished, but it will change into creating a better understanding between the two couples, right? So these are the things of society, right? Our lives matter. Protests after protests, people are protesting, but we must more like, you know, pray because prayer allows many forms of vibrations to take place to impact the change of things. Technology has come where talking the truth is easier to express. You see what I'm saying? Now, my truth could be different from somebody else's truth. That's how life is. Everybody decides when they're going to eat, when they're going to sleep, what they want to do. But it's all classified in a 24 hours a day, 365 radius. And so we do similar things, but not all the same things. Same way as we eat in food, right? We can eat the same food, but we have different taste buds. So be prepared if you're not prepared. You know, do good things every day, right? Practice strengthening your physical, mental, and spiritual on a daily basis. Don't forget, you're always cool if you continuously push to better society in your way, with your talent, and how you can. You see what I'm saying? Some people might not be good at talking in front of a camera, so show other skills. I'm pretty sure if you're alive, you have skills, you have talent. Nobody on this planet can say they don't have some type of special skill. To be alive is powerful. See what I'm saying? So know that you are special. Know that with great accomplishments, right, comes great responsibilities. Think about it. How hard Hollywood actors work to get to their position of today. How hard some of these musicians work to get to the level today. Sure, there's, you know, people who take shortcuts, and there's genuine people who don't take shortcuts, who believe in working hard to push to get to their destiny. Because I think when you push and you work hard, and you have accomplished that goal, you become a master of that goal. And because you didn't take any shortcuts, it's easier for you to be able to sort of transition that skill to somebody else that don't have that skill, because you have become the master. And so, master of your skills, master of trades, is always able, in a very vast way, transmit their skills onto others. And that's the whole point. You're inspiring. You're doing things that betters your life, because you see, you have good energy, bad energy, negative, positive, right? All those energies represent power. You see what I'm saying? Now, your power, your positive power, is meant for you to use to increase your positivity, right? And so what happens is, when you use positive to influence, to change people's outlook or circumstances of life, and you did not take no shortcuts, what happens is that person that you helped to get to the next level, anytime that person impacts somebody else through your skills, right? Through your skills, you get blessings. You get all of these things from the Creator, because good things come to those who do good things. Yes, some people will say, for those who wait, but also those who do good things, because doing something positive is the reason why society can function today, right? So let me know what you guys think on a Friday afternoon. Let me know how you guys feel about society today. If there's any questions, you know, comment, like, share, subscribe, you know what I mean? Because, I mean, we're here to influence, to impact society, is the goal and the destiny, right? In a positive manner of humans. We're not always going to be, you know, have good news, but problems are created because it allows us to see what we're made out of, how we can, you know, tackle that problem, how we can, you know, change that problem into a positive situation, how we can solve this issue, you know. So understand, love is an energy that is the strongest type of energy. And when two love, they can conquer any power ever, because when two join together, they are complete. See what I'm saying? So don't underestimate the power of your heart. Don't underestimate the, what's it called? The power of your soul, because it's it has unlimited power. It just physically we use it for a temporary time, but spiritually is eternal. It's forever. So thank you guys for listening once again. Subscribe to all my content. Um, I will list the links below of this video. and of course my main page, so you guys can check out all the type of different works that I do, right? The podcasting, the YouTube music, Apple Music. I'm also gonna leave my iTunes links too to all my catalogs and in the links below. So check it out. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys have a great weekend. And of course, if you haven't gone Christmas shopping, get on that because prices are going to get hectic. Bye now.